Hello, everyone. Hi, N. Hey, Elma. Perfect for doing the dishes? Indeed. I always go to Twitch when not always, like 50% Twitch, 50% YouTube when I do the dishes. Hey, Sky's Art, welcome. So, this is the first time we do an art study Sunday stream. There are a lot of things that I need to, I always do studies, but then I thought, why not do them on stream? So we're gonna test things out. I actually had an idea of what I want to study this Sunday, but I did come across something last night, so I want to go over that first. How are you doing today? I'm good, thank you. I hope you're doing well yourself. Okay. So last night I was on Twitter and I came across someone who have this document about how to make a doujinshi. And I haven't gone through it all at all because I just stopped midway. I just opened, you know how you go over things when you come across things on the internet. You look at the pictures, kind of like Gaston from Beauty and the Beast, the Disney movie. So I was going through the pictures and the links, of course. So when How to Make a Doujinshi, Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud, a book that I still have to read, and I do plan to read it on stream. Maybe we can learn together. And then Manben by Naoki Urasawa. I've watched a few episodes. I love that show. But then I came across this curious thing. I should be sleeping at this hour, but thank God I'm not, or I'd miss the stream. I hope you enjoy it, and if you fall asleep, I hope you have a good sleep. So, I came across this, Wally, I don't know, Wood's 22 panels that always work. The new bot is nice, really? So it does show on Twitch and YouTube? So I click this link and it goes to this, and there is supposedly this artist who made this chart. 22 panels that always work. So I want to go over them. Try to see what we can learn with it. And then I'll go with what I initially wanted to study this Sunday. So let's see, Wally Wood's 22 panels that always work, or some interesting ways to get some variety into those boring panels where some dumb writer has a bunch of lame characters sitting around and talking for page after page. That does sound like my experience with Grey Is. What can I do with this chapter? They're still talking. What can I do? Where can I take them? We're not gonna do the beach chapter, but I can think of something else. Okay, let's make it Independence Day and let's put them in an abandoned building. Anyway. So first one is Big Head. Where is my this? So I guess Big Head is like when you have a panel that is a close-up. It's effective for showing emotion. Oop. When the panel maybe consists of a big head, quite literally. I think now we can communicate with YouTube watchers and read their thoughts and vice versa. Yeah, thank you for bringing it up. I don't think I was able to set up Nightbot to send the commands on both YouTube and Twitch, so I'm gonna have to look more into that. Hey Spectre, welcome. So let's go with one is big head. I went with white because white always gives me the trouble of him having a bigger head than needed for the proportions, and I have to pre-transform it and resize. So big head. So a panel that is a close-up. It is mainly, I feel, for big impact moments, showing emotions, like maybe him saying mom. No spoilers. It works if you read chapter 8. If you read chapter 8, it does make sense. I'm so hyped about the amount of streams I get to catch now. I know, right? I was thinking that last night when you joined. I was like, no spoilers now. Everyone is on the same plane of existence. Okay, so next one is extreme close-up. Okay, extreme close-up. No. Extreme close-up. When I think extreme close-up, I always think of an eye. Of course, extreme close-up probably work for maybe teeth. If someone is like gritting their teeth, could be a close-up to whatever actually. But I feel like, yeah, once you go extreme close-up, it's details times. It's details time. So two, these are easy. I want to see some challenging ones. Extreme, close up. Him saying I need food. Food? Enjoy your drawings, guys. That sounded black eye. That sounded less violent. Welcome, hummus. Okay, so let's see the next one. Back of head, parts of head. Oh, this is super easy, man. Let's where is my... So this is when the most used shot in all visual, like movie and comics. Two people are talking. You either get at the close-up from here, or it can be over the shoulder. You know what? Okay. Who am I drawing? Back of head, part of head? So this is back of head and this is part of head? Why though? All of head, why not? Back of head, part, head. Staring contest. So this looks like Larissa. You said staring contest? Intense staring? That's Rita. I love when Noir spawn appear. It's like a rare... Noir? We've been noiring for... Okay. Next. You know what? He's blushing because food. Food? You know what? Let's make it better. Food? For me? The only romance. The Kuros? It would be funny if the last name would be Black in another language. You know what? We will get to the naming thing. Slightly. In volume 11. Black Noir Aswad. That was hidden until I accepted. He named his son Noir but English. Okay. Next, give me something that needs brain power. Profile, no background. Okay. Doesn't need brain power, but I do love these kinds of panels. Let me tell you. 4. Profile. And no BG. This is such a thing in manga, especially. Like drawing the character. Drawing? What is up with my language today? Drawing a character profile. With an empty background or a background, like a stylized background. So either a stylized background or an empty background, but the profile is actually like I use this in recap where there are flashbacks inside the head, like remembering something, like his kid being happy. It's been years, it's been decades. Chad, my love. You started the rage accidentally? Good luck with your assignments, guys. Finish the drawing and then... The flashbacks inside the head was so high on my visual literacy in volume 10 list. I love it. Wait. So you can maybe put the flashbacks or like the text inside the silhouette, the profile, or you can fill this. A thing that I actually really like to do is keep the background, lasso fill. This is like the most thing I use. Yeah, profile, no background. Thanks a lot for coming and enjoy your Sunday, Skies. Good luck with your assignment. There's this one audio. Pretend I'm your child, Louise. Not Meg, not Meg. I need to draw as Chad and Noir, but I can't draw old men. You can practice with it. Okay. Oh, the need to make it detailed and shaded. I love close-up panels. Okay. Next, so we're 4, 5. We're done with 4, 5. Dark foreground, white Benday? What? It's Sunday. Who's Benday? Benday that uses small, closely spaced colored dots? No, we don't like lyrics. Benday, kind of like day. and the name Ben. And speaking of Ben, actually my nickname D, I was named D by this online friend. So shout out to Ben, who named me. Okay. So it's like art with dots, like screen tones. Let's go. It's dark foreground, white bendy. What? Doesn't make sense. See, this one gives me dark foreground and white. So from what you're seeing, yeah, like you drew on black background with white ink. You know, that effect reminds me of one person. Hey Lapino, welcome. How are you doing? No, even better. So it's white bendy. Let me look it up again. What does it say? Dark foreground? Dark foreground, white. So it's like bright. Bright background. So we're not gonna, for example, we're not gonna color his hair darker. It's gonna be so light, like maybe she's under the tree. Wait, white is there? That's like, I'm trying to make things interesting, you know? So anything, any background, any... Nothing is gonna be black. Dark foreground is gonna be all black. The rest of it is just... to do the contrast, you know? Hey, Anarika, welcome. Let's make it dark foreground, bright background. We're editing the thing already. Okay, number 6. So there are 22. Okay. What do we have next? Open panel, complete object, car, plane. So open panel doesn't have any borders. Okay. And complete object, car, plane. I wanna make better use of... Let's move this. So this is number 6. Open panel. Open panel is one without borders, and complete object. And of course I'll go to the phone. It's just my go-to for objects. Just arriving, what is the practice based on? I can see the template on top of the screen. So I came across this artist that summarized 22 panels that always work. And I want to try it, like I want to see what he suggests and try maybe to share when or where or how these panels work. Okay. Next, all black. That's easy. You, phone. Tilt and move to the right. And so all black I feel is like Now this looks like there is a character, there are stuff, but it's mainly black. To me, when I think of all black panels, I kind of think of a black that is a panel that is completely filled with black, and maybe you have a speech bubble or a reaction like what? Yeah, me neither. Wally Woods. One big object. Next is one big object. One big object. I think this object, this is mainly used when there's naturally, when there's obviously, when there is an emphasis for, like there's some importance for this object. Maybe it's a thing that, like I imagine if someone is looking for, let's say, an old map. I don't know why I thought of pirates first thing. But I also think like, one big object. Like when I think of Grey is when we think of the box of emotions, or maybe the razor necklace. But I'm trying to think of something that, because we already did this open panel with complete object and what, so I'm trying to think of a way I see the gun in the drawer cliche applies to his. Yes, yes. Thanks for the follow. Yes, you know what? The like complete object, like opening a drawer. But you know what I was thinking? Like I don't want to draw a complete object on its own, especially when I looked at this. Like there is a hand and stuff. So I'm thinking of like of maybe, for example, if I can use like something where the emphasis is on the object, but it's telling a story. It's not just an object on its own, like all black or an open panel, you know? And then the object is here. Right, let's make black a little bit smaller and to the side. And now it could be like, I think I used this in chapter 43 when he was struggling while White was asleep and he was struggling looking at the razor necklace. Or it could be One big object. Story time from random panels. Sparkling kid white, food for me, black looking emotional, then said what? Cause would kid black be happy about getting food unless he didn't eat for so long? Oh, food for me? What? And then he's gonna start crying. Does Jad not feed you? So first, this could use a little bit of blurring. This also adds to the emphasis. Of the object. You can also add shadow. You're really evil. I didn't even think of black. No, I just thought of that clipping when White asked Black to help him with the towel for his fever, and Black completely got torn, feeling like, oh, so he takes care of himself on his own. Okay, one big object. Full figure open panel, of course. This is when we, so open panel again, no borders. We can go with, let's see. Okay, stop. I stopped. I genuinely thought first of drawing Irina posing with a dress and all that, but then I thought it's too close to this panel. I have to draw Hokeman. So full figure open panel. We're not getting full figure. We're getting half figure. What is this? He looks so chill. He is a chill. I mean, I'm always fascinated by his fashion sense, especially in Volume 3. That scene when he shows up while Black is saying his goodbyes to Larissa while they were in the tour. Hey, Real Zoro. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, full figure with open panel always reminds me of all these panels when they show... I read a lot of shoujo romance, so it reminds me of all these panels when a character is going on a date or something and they are showing off a new outfit or making a new hairstyle. No, I am a manga artist. Okay, so this is number 9. Full figure plus open panel. Why not think of Angry Black from chapter 79? Angry Black from chapter 79? For what? Okay, next. Jordan. Not an animator, but making anime stills. I do, yeah, I do. I do tend to do that, right? Okay, let's see. Reverse silhouette. With reverse silhouette, so everything else is silhouette. The character or the object is light and bottom open. I love this. Yes, I love this. So let's go with you said Black cried for White in the clipping, so he would cry here. Yeah, and how does that relate to chapter 79? Irina? Never mind then. Why not? Let's go with Irina. Let's see. So reverse silhouette. Yep, I do. Here you go. Here's Irina. So everything reverse silhouette. So let's go with maybe Night City. In chapter 79, when White saw the real Black, not a reflection, so Black, after seeing Kid White happy for food and thinking what he won't cry, but maybe to be angry. Irina and her fashion sense. So open, bottom open. Thank you. Okay, that's number 10. Reverse. Silhouette. Plus bottom open. Okay. I love her eyes and her smile and her hair and her fashion style. Never mind. See, what I was talking about last night about thinking of readers while writing scenes, and Irina you always cross my mind when I'm writing Irina. Next, small figure. Again with this Ben Day, man. Is it clear who is my favorite female character in grade? A little bit clear, yeah. So 11 is small figure. I think this works a lot if you want to bring someone from a small town or a village to a big city. So you can imagine them like just being so small when the world is so big, or you just drew these buildings. So I want to think of something else. I think this works a lot when you're working in maybe fantasy or some supernatural thing with monsters and powers. So for me, what I'm gonna do is, for me, I use this maybe with metaphors more than anything. Like that shot with Black and the masks. He was so small against those. Masks. So let's see. I'm looking for something. Where's my... My room is a mess. I can't find anything what I wanted. Where did I put it? There. I was looking for this. This is my webcam. But I need it for the teeth, actually. Welcome, GIF. Oh, you know what? Let's go with Nier. Why not? Okay, take your time. So this is just like a sense of scale. It gives a sense of scale. Again, it's usually, I think, used in showing a big city to a small person, showing a big monster to a fighter, stuff like that. A huge mountain for a climber, stuff like that. Like this, just the small figure against a very big thing. But when it comes to my writing, I go with a lot of metaphors and stuff, so... A guy who has a problem with what these teeth represent, I would choose to draw them very small against this very enlarged object. So this is small figure. Depth. Well, depth is... Depth is easy because it's just a lot of elements. Like you have a plant, for example, a plant spot, maybe a cat looking. And the figure is or let's just, we don't need character. Like this is just as like an establishing shot maybe. So the foreground ones are so foreground, middle ground, and background is how we establish depth. Good for establishing shots. Also, subtextual storytelling. Like when you're telling stuff about the setting and the place the characters are in. Okay. Downshot cast shadows. Oh, I can... Oh my god, I instantly think of this very much overly used shot. like trees from an overshot. Like you're looking, this is when you're looking like at like you have a camera on a drone or something. We see this a lot in anime in the beginning of like school. Everyone is walking towards school under the, what do you call them? Sakura trees. So the trees will cast some shadows as well. These panels are very they're very helpful when you want to like write a lot of dialogue. They can be big panels that hold within them a lot of speech bubbles. These long shadows show that it's either early or late. Actually, usually in animes, probably this is when they are leaving, because usually the shadows won't be this long. They will be just like below them. So this is. Let's delete this, make it shorter. Move it down and write what this is. This is number 13. Down shot. And cast shadows. Now, next, L shape and silhouette. Oh, I love this. I love this. So L shape here is like when I read L shape, I instantly saw this visual of, and I would use it maybe when I'm trying to build up towards a character reveal or something. So this is the L shape, for example, and maybe the silhouette, especially if I have two characters that have similar build. So I would use it to, or maybe put them in clothing that doesn't show their build at all, so nobody would know, because I'm trying to build the scene and build anticipation, like who is this silhouette dad? Now we know with the long hair, but It's always trees. Tree changes the mood completely. Yeah, they do have that effect. I enjoy adding trees. It was kind of intense and scary in a way with the Dutch angle, but then the tree made it lighthearted in a way, maybe. 14. L shape plus sill. Dagger eye level? I don't know what dagger is. I can only think of diagram, but I'm not sure. But eye level is like, it's the easiest one. Let's see what we can do. Eye level applies no matter how close or far you are to the characters. But I'm choosing a close-up because I haven't drawn any characters in the last 3-4. So, okay. Is it even a stream if we don't draw black and white fighting? This is eye level. This is black. Someone is not at his advantage with this framing. It's always funny. The hardest thing for me is drawing black and Shams or Jandar in the same panel. I can never use eye level with that because it's just gonna be off panel completely. Edward Elric vibe, yeah. I really wanted to draw Edward and Armstrong and Black and Jindar together. Only difference being Black doesn't have a problem with his height, actually. N isn't here, but I'm gonna say it. Maybe Noir built enough confidence in him. So he did do something good, maybe. Maybe. And this is... what is it? Eye level. So this is number 15. Eye level. Let's go. 15 and there are 22, so 7 left. Side light or top? No, let's go from here. No, let's go from here. Side light or top? Side light or top?
It's 4 o'clock.
Side light or top? Okay. I have to keep reading it or I'll just go off the rails with what I feel like drawing. $16. Side light. Or top. Oh, okay. Reflection. Classic waking up panel. Waking up, dreading life. Okay. Let's see. Reflection. Thanks a lot for coming, Lupino. I hope you enjoyed it and enjoy your Saturday, your Sunday. Welcome back, Anne. How many did you miss? When did you leave? You left around this, right? The teeth. We have small figure. So we got white in the teeth. And then we have depth, which is the layering of foreground, middle ground, background. Downshot and cast shadows. L shape and silhouette. L shape and silhouette. And then eye level. Side light or top light. And now we're at reflection. And you know what? This is good, but it reminds me that I drew our one like this already on recap. So I was thinking maybe a good one is like, let me think who I want to draw. Okay, maybe something like this. We can go with the reflection, like he's behind her. Now he looks like he is in front of her, outside. So let's fix that. and this is 17 reflection. Wait, reflection. Hey Blue, welcome. Art studies, what are we studying today? I was supposed to study people sitting down and legs, but I came across this thing last night that I was interested in checking out. This artist, Wally Wood, 22 panels that always work. So I was like, up for the challenge, let's see. Do I understand what panels he means, and do they always work really? And so far, yeah, it does look like the most common panels. It's not like I'm questioning, but we have to put everything to the test, you know? So welcome. I hope you've been doing well. Next, we've sidelight, reflection, and frame. Frame, I love frame. You can use it a lot with visual symbolism. And it's just generally very interesting. So, like, you have already a frame for the panel. But then you can actually... I'm totally thinking first thing of Hisoka. Hunter x Hunter. You're coming up with the ideas in seconds. I upload. Thank you. This is very fun. Thanks for the follow. The answer for the commands don't show. Yeah, I mentioned that. I looked into it, and there is no way to make Nightbot send the commands on YouTube as well. I have to reset it up for YouTube, which means work, so hopefully. Once I'm done with Alan Wake, I am going to use the free Thursday stream to finish some stuff like these. She looks like black with black hair. So framing a character. Now this is just a funny thing, the one I chose, but this example is really good, like framing the character with a window, or you can tell a lot. I remember in chapter 63 I used it when Black was saying that he feels trapped for what he'd done with a certain father. And he was just like, I remember he was wearing black, and I put him against a window like this, and himself, his chest blended with the frame of the window. So you can use that to tell and deliver a lot of symbolism, especially when it comes to mental and emotional states. So this is number 18. Frame. Hi Sisi. I don't think في محل حبيبتي. ما في محل. Sorry. تعالي اقعدي جنبي بس ما عندي. تعالي هون اقعدي. ما في محل على. Okay, next is white, Benday background and silhouette. Wait, this is white background with silhouette. Right? But this has L shape. Irina. End's queen is Irina. Okay. Let's move this up. Okay, it's gonna be next to this because it's like the same thing, but white background with silhouette. There you go. We can actually put him in his office as well. Why not? Hotman looks funny in this pose. He always entertains me because he does have this comical side to him. I wonder where that comes from in Black's brain. Was that certain someone a comedian at some point? See, Blue, here we have another person with a Daniel brother. You were asking about that. 19 is, what was it? White background? I mean, Daniel for white background is... And wet. I think there's one L in silhouette, right? The irony of that title? Yes. I didn't even think about it. Restage. Oh, we're gonna expand on the canvas again. 3 stage. So, 3 stage, I think, is foreground, middle ground, and background? But we did that with depth. So, 3 stage, like, it could be like one single panel that has 3 stages in them narratively. So شفت يا خوفتيني. شو؟ So if we maybe white background. Yes, he does have that. So maybe let's imagine this is we have a well-lit stage. I'm still stuck in that clipping, I guess. And we have these, all the glamour. And then you have the backstage. I don't understand what this 3-stage is, and the picture doesn't really help. It kind of helped with, like, this looks like a foreground and that a background, and the character is mid-scene. But we also kind of did that with depth, right? And this is why I'm not sure. Let me open the door for Sia. She is late this time because when I started the stream, she was asleep, so I just covered her with a blanket. And you know how cats just, if you cover them with blanket, it's like the longest sleep they ever have. Three-stage, very strange. This is the 3-stage. Help me. And I didn't notice the naked woman before, so sorry. We don't like to view nakedness. But it is what it is. So this is the 3-stage. Like, what could it mean? 3-stage. What's his name? Wally Wood. These are the 22 panels that always work. One of them is called 3-stage, and I mean, another way I can think of it, maybe it's foreground, midground. This is what I thought, but it's the same as depth. Because there was one that has depth, and this is it, like foreground, middle ground, and background. 3 groups of people instead. This is what I was thinking, like 3 stages, or 3 stages in one panel. So maybe you have, let's say, a character, and let's not make a 3rd character, but maybe he's like showing him like, see, this is my problem, I'm unable to solve this thing, like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 in the same panel. It is confusing. Like, this confused me, and what was the other one that confused me? Benday. I didn't understand what's Benday. Like, what's Benday? This is number 20. Oh, we're two panels away from finishing 3 stage. You know, because it's 3 stage, not 3 stages, it does seem like 3, like middle ground, background, and I hope you enjoyed it, Elma. Thanks a lot for hanging around. Enjoy your Saturday. Sunday. What's with me and... I don't stream on Sunday, maybe. The music is affecting the expression. I don't remember what was it called in Windows. The blue screen of doom or death, or I don't remember. When you dry paper and said problem, I remember Wasim and White helping him with his studying. Yeah, I didn't... I missed the chance to draw Wasim. Not really sad about that, because I always have trouble with Wasim's hair. So this is stage 1. 3-stage panel. I think, yeah, it is foreground, background, and midground, but I don't understand why. I wish I could have joined earlier. I'm really... Oh, really? Thank you. I kind of felt like it could be boring. And I did want to draw legs and people sitting. But I don't know, I saw this last night. Like, this is the reason. Like, I came across this on Twitter. How to make a doujinshi. And it has a lot of things. I haven't gone across it all. But then I stopped at this. Like, what is 22 panels? That with examples? Wait, what? Okay, let's see. Where's 3-stage? 3-stage. Reverse silhouette. Depth. Depth. Okay, depth. This can make the world feel more grounded and lived in. Oh, depth. So, like, when you have a lot of background in the panel. Okay, okay. And, what was it? Reflection? Frame? Oh, frame. Look at this. Cool. Light, background, and silhouette. Okay. 3-stage. Okay, this is another way to add depth and richness to the world inside the panel. The zones or stages it creates can tell a story on their own too, with each area being an almost different scene. In Spider-Man No More, Romita shows Peter in the middle ground moving from the trash-filled alley in the foreground to the city in the background. His Spider-Man costume is thrown in the trash. It's the past Peter wants to abandon and all the garbage that comes with it. Normal life awaits and hopefully happiness with it, but Peter isn't there yet. He's still between these worlds. This actually works. It is a 3-stage narrative. Thank you for sharing that comment, Blue, because now we have examples. This is a comical 3-stage because you look at black, white, and like what he's looking at. This is black, white. Is he crying? Oh, blue screen of the doom. Haha. Anyway. Oh, I haven't saved even. 22 panel. The comical one or the stage one? Also, thank you. So, this doesn't have anything. Stage 1 is the one I've seen. Okay, let's see. This doesn't have, like, we only have 2 left, which is contrast and contrast and whatever this is. Television, extra, newspaper. Like telling the story of, let's see, other media. Okay. Other media, I already drew open panel with complete object. Okay. We can go with I use it a lot. I haven't thought of reflection on cell phone. I do that a lot. Okay, let's go with magazine. So it tells you kind of like exposition maybe, and gives you some information. The kind of thing that I usually, when I read, as a manga artist, I'm the worst manga reader. Because I think, as I usually read, I would skip these panels and then like, oh, wait, I'll go back. I get it now. I missed this piece of information because I didn't stop at this. Fashion? Fashion Weekly something. And then we have maybe okay, so we have, it's not like the biggest scoop. So we have this model on the cover, but here is where we're gonna focus. Six zeros. Retires. Now, just one thing I should do is and maybe also make blur the rest as well. What was it called? Other media. 21. Other media. And last one is contrast. Oh, we have that here though. This is the side light. Contrast. Black and white are already contrast, right? But I don't think we're using any, like we're not using the contrast to tell anything. High, low, sky, river, jump. I knew we'd have to get jump somewhere. And okay, you know what? Yeah, great one. Contrast, okay. Will I be able to pull it off? No, I think I said something cool for once. Come on, don't sell yourself. I forgot the expression actually. Sell yourself short? I'm not sure. Picking two. So, like this. This reminds me of another illustration of mine. The above and beyond. I mean, those who know will be able to read this. I'm not sure anyone who doesn't know what I'm drawing or the scene would understand what this is. Probably. Okay. Look at that. We did all 22. Let's go over them, see why and how they always work. From my point of view, my humble opinion. Or maybe when or how to use them. First one is big head. Attracts the eye, shows emotion. Very important in big reveals, big emotional moments, like Wyatt realizing that there is food for him. Very important plot point. So big head is a very good panel for that. 2, extreme close-up. Eyes. You all know how much I love to draw my close-up eyes. Again, shows emotions, allows you to add more details to whatever you are extremely closing up towards. Hey Sleepy, welcome. Thank you, Blue. And yeah, it shows emotions. It could show more details when you zoom in. 3, back of head and head. Very useful for people talking and conversations. Here we have staring contest. Things happen. Rita. Hey, Alpha. Number 4. Where's number 4? There's number 4. Profile and no background. Another famous one, especially in manga. You have the profile picture. You have either you can use, usually the background is empty with the character is darker, or you can switch it with the darker background and lighter character. I mentioned that I like to use, like, someone thinking of events. I use this a lot in recap. Just the flashbacks within the profile. 5, we have dark foreground, not dark figure, dark foreground with bright background. This, I love this shot personally because it kind of gives importance to both. With the contrast there, it gives importance to both, because dark foreground makes you think, especially when you put a character there, it makes you think, like, who is this person? And a light background with the details, with the lightness against the dark foreground, gives it its importance as well. I'm looking while looking up controllers with turbo function. Button mashing drives me crazy as well. Number 6 is open panel. Open panel is a frameless panel and a complete object. It could be a complete character, it could be... So this phone is that. 7 is all black. Now here, it's like, you know, Sin City comic? And a lot of graphic novels, like I have the Black Brothers graphic novel, and it's all black. This is what I think the artist was going for, but I kind of lean towards how I use it in manga, which is complete black panel with white text, or with one speech bubble, or with one object. I love that. Such an effective, especially when you have a whole page with all light panels and then you're hit with that one black panel. Such an impact always. 8, where is 8? One big object. Again, I thought of like just drawing the object, but then I thought that it's just like this, but with frames. So I decided that, no, let's make the object, let's tell a story by making the object closer, bigger, with more details, blur the background, make the other things smaller. like the person who is worrying and thinking of the object. 9. Full figure, open panel, no frames, and full figure, usually to show off fashion, to show off, to reveal a character, introduce a character. Sometimes you can use this whole figure without frames when there's a lot of like speech happening. I use this a lot. When someone is saying a lot of things, I use it in a splash page. Splash page is when the whole page is one big panel. So this is another use for it, which is fun. So yeah, it is a panel that always works. Number 10, reverse silhouette, and bottom is open. So we don't have panels here. And we have silhouette background against a detailed light figure. I'm looking at my postcards trying to match one to each. That's interesting. You know what? I was thinking like I could just take half an hour and pick the panels, like read the panel and look for one from Grey, but then I thought it's more fun to draw them actually on stream. We didn't do studying. We did manga studying, not art studying, I guess. So this is number 10. Number 11, small figure. I talked about how this is very useful when you want to introduce a character to a big world, or a big mountain to a climber, or a big monster to a fighter. I personally went with the metaphor of the teeth with white, kind of like I went with Black's metaphor with the masks. So it's like make the figure too small against a very big object or character or place. 12, depth. Like I don't know, I went with the background, foreground, and middle ground as an establishing shot. It gives you can tell a lot, especially with backgrounds. Like you can use it with characters, but with backgrounds you can tell a lot about the setting with this. 13, down shot and cast shadows. I mentioned that this is used often in anime, especially when the school starts or ends. They just walk under the trees. It's very helpful for big panels that you can just slap this big panel and then write all this dialogue between them. It gives like good pacing. And now that I think about it, like you can't reveal something like so easily with a panel like this because it's so far away. You're looking at them, so it moves the time, and you have room to make them talk a lot, or even if it's just silence. But yeah, it's not like close up to anyone. So 14, L shape and silhouette. L shape and silhouette. L shape and silhouette. Builds anticipation in this case. Like I was thinking how I would use it, and I think I would use it to show this character is showing up. This character is gonna join the cast. The cool pose. Yeah, I would hide the figure, even though we can tell from the hair. But yeah, the Dutch angle with the silhouette builds anticipation. Maybe builds suspense, depending on the atmosphere of the earlier panels. Now, 15, eye level. A good time to make fun of short characters. Batman. 16, side light. Happy characters. I made the side light too harsh. 17, reflection. And I went with our favorite couple. And Noir is the reflection on the window. Maybe Violet is angry. 18. Where is 18? Here's 18. Framing the character with something other than the panel frames. "19. White background and silhouette. We have a character with an office, big, large windows, and aura. I guess this is the aura kind of panel. It always works for sure. 20. 3-stage. I drew 2 of these because I couldn't understand it at first. So it's like 3-stage narratively. Like this is the showbiz and all the stage that are waiting for Black to come, and he's leaving. His figure should be sadder, should look sadder. But then I went with this. 3-stage, white, Black crying about the blue screen of doom. He probably was playing and having fun. This is 2021 other media, telling the story through other media, TV. Especially when you want to narrate something or show something that is happening without telling it, you can use other media, YouTube videos, on a phone screen, TV screen, maybe a book narration, kind of like chapter 62. And lastly, contrast. At first I went with the easy route of this contrast, black and white. But then N suggested the jump, and I went with the jump. Retires, imagine, 6 years retires? Question mark.
It's 5 o'clock.
So, 22 panels that always work? Yes, they always work. We agree. Thank you, Sleepy. I hope you've been doing well. Welcome to the stream. I think I welcomed you, right? But I didn't ask about how you're doing. This has been fun. I was really interested to know what these panels are, and I think it's a good reference. When you have like a scene with a lot of dialogue, you can always go to these maybe for reference, like how can you play around with the placement of the characters. Thank you. So yeah, I prepared myself for leg day. I was going to study legs and people sitting, right? There's many manga panel types I think I've noticed over time, but having them actually mapped out is really cool. Yeah, and there's even more to talk about. Like, you already saw in the course, Sleepy, I think, if you've reached that point, but each panel can be actually presented in different ways as well, like tilted, wide shot. Like, each one of those can be played around like this. I'm happy with this one, honestly. I can't wait to reach this point with white. Creativity at its fullest. About the craft, right? As a whole, I agree. If it's for me, personally, then I'll be flustered and I wouldn't be able to reply other than thank you. Hey Tam, welcome. Before I end, Blue, since you're here, let's talk about White's hair quickly, because it's a very easy thing. If you're up for it, of course. Good, thank you. Adult white and that woman, I can't imagine. I took some liberty. Like, I went off script, let's say. Not everything I drew here is something that relates to main story, you know? But I could. Who knows? I mean, Rita would get into a staring contest with Larissa. Or better yet, with Yildar. Hey, Psycho. I know it's not, but I know it can be too. It's always the case. Making me hydrate first thing? Here. I'll do it. Okay. Let's go over quickly how you draw White's hair. It's a very easy thing, actually. He has two hairstyles. Now, when it comes to like bangs up or down, ponytail, that like makes more hairstyles. But generally speaking, he goes. He probably wouldn't like this, so let's draw him unimpressed. Bald white, first hairstyle. Thinking about all day, old stream. How did I know? I don't know. I have some time, and a lot of the regulars joined when I'm closing, so why not? Let's give 10 minutes for this. Careful, D. See, here's the thing. White, when the story started, his hair started like this. Wait, I think this is it, right? So this is like the bangs line, and his hair went down like this. He's multiplying. And then he has these sideburns going down this way. And from this line, wait, let's pick a color. So this is the line that divides his head into two parts. 2/3 of it is bangs, and the rest of it goes backwards. So if you go back to volume 1 especially, his hair was like this all of the time. And before if you have the first edition of the book, he had Sonic hair, you know? Thinking about rings. Hey, welcome, Maple. White won't forgive you and will make your life harder. Yes. Yes. He had the Sasuke hair as well. Right. I used to say Sonic, but it does work for Sasuke, and it does work for Noctis, my dearest Noctis from Final Fantasy 15. So this is White volume, mostly volume 1, maybe 2, I don't know, 4. You gotta be fast to collect the rings, yeah. You know all the women all the women he has to. If he stuck to his mentality, if he sticks to his mentality of I have to be engaged to the woman because I don't want to play around like a certain someone, so he will need a lot of rings to find, because it could be like the first woman he talks to ends up his wife, but also, or the love of his life, but also it might not be so. But yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, Blue. Now, after that, it changed. Like, it was the Sasuke / Noctis / Sonic hair. But then it changed. It flipped kind of, because this was like a third of his head and these are 2/3. And then it changed. It became wow. Wow. Okay. So here is his head, like from above. Nose, ears. The 2/3 started like the 2/3 and third switched, and his hair started to begin from here. So bangs. But this thing, the ahoge, I think is the word, started moving from back to front. The sideburns still go like this. Now, I want to tell you something that is like a myth. I don't know if it's a myth all over the world or only in our region. But there is a myth. There is a myth that says if you have a kid that has, so hair usually in females, and I'm not really sure 100%, but in females hair goes like this to the sides, so you have this line and it splits. You play around with it, but it's not like with males. It's usually this point where the hair starts from, I guess. I'm not a hair specialist. At some point I had an argument with my sister and her husband about, does the hair grow from the ends or from the root? So, but I'm saying this because there is a myth in our region that if you have 2 points for the hair growing, you know what, now that I'm explaining it, I think this is wrong. So this is my scientific brain working. I'm against this idea. So all people are born with 1 point where the hair goes out from. All this is to say that there is this myth, if a baby has in his head 2 points where the hair is growing from, it means that you're gonna get twins next time you're pregnant. Hair vortex. Thank you. I know the word vortex, but it didn't make sense to use it. So all this to say that White having in the first volumes his hair growing from one point and later from another point could mean he has 2 points, two vortexes. So if a certain woman decides to have more children, maybe he would get twin brothers, twin siblings. Have you ever thought about the possibility of a certain alien having more children? Just food for thought, right? So sideways, it goes like, not sideways, like profile. Volume 1 is the Sonic Noctis Sasuke hair. And then it started going like this in later volumes. Hair is all about sections, really. If you section the hair, any hair, not just White's. Let's go with the Oikawa hair that White sometimes pulls. This is a section, like the bangs, and you can go with whatever way for the back of the hair, the rest of the hair. And then it's just all about filling with strands of hair here and there. But I usually am too bored to do that, or too lazy, not too bored. So I just fill it with black. I don't enjoy thinking about that, but yes, me neither. Given how easily you dropped that and how it could have easily been a plot point, no. I like your braid. I like your brain. So it's either starts from here or it starts from here. This way, or from the front. His hair vortex shifted within the span of 1 year in the story. See, it's the thoughts. His thoughts, like his hair is a body of thoughts. She has one, but not when he really needed them. So no, I don't want to think. It's more cruel for White. Because, you know, it's fun to think about that she would get another one and be a good mother. That's gonna be fun. The superstition I know is if the kid has hair growing to the side of the back of the neck, it means the next child will be a boy. There is stuff like that, yeah. But I think what I heard here is like if it goes to the right and if it goes to the left, it's this, and if it goes to the right, it's this, and it's very funny to me. You drew the line of White's suffering at the... Yeah. No more suffering for White. I mean, all suffering is related to past, nothing present. Coffee cup readings is the worst. Not only that, like there is this morning show where this person that talks about zodiac signs and predictions and stuff, and people call him and tell him like, I was born in this day, in this hour, in this place. And like, so okay, what do you want to know? Everything, like money, work, and okay, and health. And then this guy is like, goes to say the funniest things, like the funniest prediction, not the funniest, like the most generic predictions, like, oh, your health is okay now, but watch out for your gut, or watch out for your digestive system. It's like, we all eat shitty food here. Come on, we all have digestive systems at some point. It's very general, nothing specific, and it's just funny. So yeah, superstitions and stuff like that, very entertaining to watch. Entertaining in a way that makes you angry to me. Like, I get angry, but it's entertaining. Anyway, does it make sense? Blue, the hair. Any more elaborations? Yeah, the prediction thing is... Glad to hear that. I'll drop this in the Discord. Probably on Twitter too. If I put it on Twitter, I have to say, like, the Noctis / Sasuke / Sonic hair. When thoughts started changing. Oikawa-esque. So, depending on... I hope I wouldn't come across anything random from here till next Sunday. But yeah, next Sunday, legs and people sitting. Because I do need to practice how people sit. Especially, like, I don't want these dark pants. I actually want light pants. And these silhouettes. I want to understand, who could we draw like this? Inad and Daniel. Ah, it's gonna be fun, man. I feel like I want to try and draw white after this. Yeah, please do, and show us if you feel like it. Yeah, definitely. The concept of ghaib, 100%. White and Inad? Black would first himself to that pose with white. If it's the right time, we can all draw people sitting together in a group art study. Yes, yes. That's the point. Like, Sunday streams, art study. Sunday streams are gonna be art studies. It's gonna be random, not always like figure and anatomy and stuff. It could be like today, just manga stuff. So yeah, look forward to that next Sunday. hopefully, Tuesday is Clippings Tuesday. So till then, enjoy your time, create great art, and see you next stream. Bye bye.